NCAA title.
On the first rotation, and Alana Slater will be first up on the vault. We have seen a magnificent performance from England on the floor to start this event. They are now resting on this rotation, but they've certainly set the pace.
And Slater's going to do a handspring front in pike position. Performs it well enough. A little bit too much energy. Popping forwards on the steps on the landing. Reasonably good contact, a little bit of a bent knees. So for a small girl, quite good height. Could have opened out a bit earlier. The lead performer, very important for each team, setting the tone, giving the rest of the teammates confidence. So steady performance for the first Australian today.
Just repeating, there are 4 apparatus and 5 teams, which means that each team will have a rest during the rotations. England resting now after scoring 28.437 on the floor, almost 2 points better than any other team. Terrific performance.
There's 5 gymnasts in each team, and they select their best 4. 8.937, very good score for Slater for that first vault. So 4 performers on each apparatus, and they select the best 3 scores to go towards the team total.
And that England total averaging 9.479.
Second vault, that's better. A bit more controlled on the landing. So she may be lucky and get up into the 9s.
Now let's go to the floor. This is the Welsh competitor, Emma McLeod.
And the first competitor for the floor exercise from Wales is competitor number 249, Miss Emma McLeod.
Welsh team came 4th in 1994 and 5th on the 2 other occasions that gymnastics has been in the Commonwealth Games program. So they'll be pushing, trying to get into the medals. 2.5 twist punch front. Leg side leap, very nice leap combinations, precise foot placement on each connection. They need to be completely square and not twist early on the floor for all those leaps and jumps. That's what the judges are looking for. And a fine performance from Emma McLeod from Wales.
There's Alana Slater checking her score, an 8.943 for Alana. And Lisa Skinner from Brisbane, 9.062 her first vault. Big Broncos fan, Lisa. So she likes the winners. Let's hope she's a winner tonight.
Lisa, probably our most experienced team member. 2 World Championships and Olympic Games behind her. Ranked 29th in the world. And that's a better vault on the second one. Still slightly off direction, but gets a better contact with the horse. She's quite a crisp, clean performer. Here we have it. better contact. Look at that lovely body position, opens out completely, and more control on the landing.
Now that score for Emma McLeod from Wales, 8.712.
But here we go to Fournier on uneven bars. Try and half Healy turn, that's a full turn about one arm. Second pirouette. And straight into a very tidy ginger. She's got good body form. Nice clean leg line. Nice cast. Picking up speed now with the dismount. Double straight. And once again, those mats seem to get more in the way than helping. Let's have a look at this. High above the bar, catching, legs squeezed together.
.162 for Fournier. And waiting on the vault is Zina McLaughlin for Australia.
Zina is going to do a Yushchenko layout with 1.5 twists. We haven't seen anyone else do this today. It is a difficult landing. It's blind. But she does it beautifully.
And a girl.
Start score for that is 9.8, so possible 9.8. Does it nicely. Good contact, great twisting, and just a minor deduction on the landing.
Crystal Gilmore for Canada. Waiting on the uneven bars.
Gilmore has plenty of difficulty. She's been having some troubles in training, catching some of her release elements. Let's see how she handles it today. Uprise. Giant 1.5 pirouette. She catches that nicely. That's one of the elements she's been having trouble on. 1.5 pirouette or full pirouette. Down to the low bar. So far, so good. Leg form not brilliant. Giant fall. Katchev. Oh, she's off. I'm not surprised. She's been missing a lot in training. So she gets back up onto the bar. Winds up for the dismount. Very nice double straight. And there you go again. I really feel that sometimes these matting more trouble than they're worth. If she didn't have that mat there, maybe she could have put the foot back.
Now here's Zina McLaughlin with her second vault, her first one, a 9.375. Come on, Lisa, Zina, let's see what you can do.
And she's actually done the wrong vault. Poor contact with the horse. It should have been a 1.5 twist. She's done the sensible thing and just done the full twist, so I think it's a good call. One hand hits and falls off. Now, better that she's safe and on her feet than go for the 1.5. She would have had a fall as well as the 0.3, had a fall rather. This way she's on her feet, takes a 0.3 deduction for flashing the wrong vault. But at least it's not a disaster for her and she's in one piece.
Why is it that women get deducted when they don't do the correct vault?
It's just a matter of the rules are made up by 2 different committees.
Well, Zina McLaughlin with an 8.493, that she'll be very disappointed with that. So not as good a start as Australia would have liked. Crystal Gilmore has come up with an 8.312 for her routine on the bars. So Australia could have started a little better than that.
So the Australians under pressure at the gymnastics last night. A silver medal for the men's. We'll return and see if the women can go one better here on Wide World of Sport.
Women's team event here at the gymnastics. Now after one completed round, after England has had one completed round and Australia, England in front 28.437 their score. Australia next, 27.173. Canada, 26.686. So Australia behind by 1.264 after one fully completed round. As we watch Kelly Hackman from England, her first vault.
Handspring front pike. So choosing that vault that so many girls have been using. Good control on the landing. Getting height from the horse. The judges will be looking for an earlier opening though. We have seen one of the girls previously show that so nicely. Quite a big deduction for that, up to 0.5. And vaulting has been scoring the lowest of all the apparatus to date. The highest score is a 9.162 from Australia.
8.962 for Hackman.
And reasonable second vault, perhaps not so good on the landing. No major errors, so she should score roughly in the same area.
Here's Lisa Skinner for Australia on the uneven bars.
And Skinner is very good on this apparatus. Let's hope she can put it together when it counts. Cast fall. Beautiful eagle grip. Half turn out. Yes, nice ginger. Counter swing to handstand. Very little for deduction here. Superb body lines. Giant fall. Oh,
yes.
Beautiful routine.
Lisa Skinner from Brisbane. She'll be happy with that. Beautiful eyes Lisa has. In fact, she wants to be an optometrist. Did you know that?
Well, if she can make anyone else's eyes look like hers, they'll be flocking at her at the door. There's that nice ginger. And characterising this beautiful bar routine, clean lines, sticks the dismount. And this could be one of those apparatus where Australia makes ground.
Now here's the score for Kelly Hackman, an 8.937. And Lisa Skinner with a 9.587. What a great start for Lisa. Annika Reeder for England.
Reeder strong on vault. And she's chosen the Sukahara entry. That's a half turn onto the horse, half turn off, lay out front. Very difficult combination, half turn on, half turn off, lay out front. So good vaulting here. Half turn. Little bit of steps on the landing. And opens out before she hits the ground nicely. .3 for that first vault. So far, that's the highest score posted on vaulting tonight.
Ready for her second.
The
previous competitor for England, Lisa Mason, 9.137. They're doing well.
Yes, very nice.
for Annika Rita, 9.331.
Wolf jumped 3/4, a bit cautious. Can't afford to be tentative on balance beam. One of those apparatus that you have to dictate, not the other way round. Flick, layout, layout. Oh, just makes it through. It's probably her most difficult apparatus to compete. She's not naturally suited for this apparatus. Straddle jump, full turn. So Canada, here we are, the mount. Interesting angle here. You can see how difficult it is to keep the balance. Just a little bit short on the rotation here. Dismount, double pike. That mat snaps up. This is Trudy McIntosh. She's had a lot of trouble with this release element coming up in the first half of the routine. Let's see if she can make it. And she's on the bar. Oh, she's slipped off.
Well, that's rotten luck for Trudy.
Well, she was right there, but she has missed a lot in training lately, so perhaps she's just not accustomed to catching. Nice pack salto down to the low bar. She has to swing, get this dismount going. Takes it up nicely. Okay, so she's made amends in the second half of the routine.
It was a good finish. One disappointment coming off there.
Yeah, she's right on top of the bar, but she just doesn't grasp it strongly enough. And not entirely unexpected, but she has been put in on uneven bars because she's an excellent all-round worker. She's got a chance for the all-around competition if she can qualify, and if you left her off uneven bars, that would count her out, and she is considered a chance for the all-around title.
The bar actually hit her on the wrist, and she just wasn't able to grab it, but it was a good finish.
Yep.
So perhaps she hasn't scored all that badly. 8.637 the score for Trudy. So a mixed bag for Australia on the uneven bars. Alana Slater's 7.462 will be disregarded, but it's certainly England that will lead the way.
And good luck to the Aussies. We'll be going back to the gymnastics a little bit later on to see how they go. After this break, we'll check out on what's been happening.
Proudly presented by Telstra.
Peggy Liddick's never had much time for politics, so when she took on the job of National Women's Gymnastics coach, she ignored the different factions and concentrated on the talent.
The whole idea of doing half routines is to up the quality.
The coach who's loath to show favouritism has a soft spot for a redhead from Perth.
She's her own worst enemy. I mean, she's harder on herself than the coaches are at any time. Underneath that calm exterior and the cute face and everything, you never know that there was a tiger under there. But she likes to win, so don't let that fool you.
Gymnastics is a sport that Alana Slater really only came by because doctors felt it might be good for her health. In her early days, she had problems pulling off one of the most basic manoeuvres, breathing.
When I was little, I had sudden infant death syndrome, and after I recovered over that, well, I was lucky to recover over that, but after I did, my mum was worried about my balance and my stability, so she went to the doctor to ask what she could do to test it out, and he said kindy gym, and then just progressed from there. I just loved it, and they saw a talent in me, so I just kept going from there.
In September, while she was competing in a junior event in America's Colorado Springs, her father Clive was the only Australian on an airline that crashed in Indonesia.
And they weren't for certain, but once it was through that everybody on the plane was killed and that my dad was on there, that's when we knew he had died. It was just so unrealistic, and it still doesn't feel real. Still expect him to walk through the door and give us a cuddle and everything.
But while her coaches, Peggy Liddick, Nikolai Lapchin and Joe Richards, believed they could help get their gymnasts back on track, no one was expecting Alana to get there so fast. At the Australia-Japan Fox Sport Challenge last month, she took on all comers and won.
A beautiful competition. In this competition, I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to show everybody what I can do, and that nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to get right to the top.
What a great story there. Good luck to Alana.
Continues here at the gymnastics. We've had 3 rotations, but only 2 have been completed by every team as Katarina Frketic gets set for Australia. Australia trailing, England in the lead by .07.
Frketic, a very nice beam worker. Pressure is on Australia. You could consider this one of our strongest apparatus, but of course beam is definitely a fickle event. Frketic looking beautiful here, coming up into her main series. Flick, Corbett, nicely done. Front salto, she's on. Precise worker. Full twisting Corbett, done beautifully. She's rising to the occasion. Change leg, side leap to prone support. Beautifully done once again. And here will come the real test. The dismount. When you're nervous, it's extremely hard, and let's hope Frketic can put it right up in the air. Oh, she does a beautiful job. And what a performer under that pressure.
15-year-old Katarina Frketic rising to the occasion. Great performance.
And what's important on beam is that first team member has a steady performance, because when they make errors, the rest of the team just gets more and more nervous.
England is on the uneven bars. Kelly Hackman will be first up. England 55.854 after 2 completed rotations. Australia 54.947. Canada 54.372.
And if you could pick one apparatus where the England team is not as good, this may be it. Cast full. Giant 1.5 to reverse grip. Heely turn. A little bit messy. She gets the Jaeger. Taps the feet on the ground on the low when she's on the low bar, so that's a .3 deduction. And double front. Just manages to stand on her feet, so there's a good performance from the first girl from England.
Katarina Frketic, a 9.237 for her opening routine on the beam. Good start for Australia.
As I said, potentially this is one of our best apparatus.
Now we go back to the uneven bars. England, Kelly Hackman, she scored an 8.975. Now Melissa Wilcox, the second English competitor on the bars. England continues to score pretty well.
Yes, they do. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what their top two performers can pick up on this apparatus. A little bit short on that cast. The body line's not as good as they might be. There's Ginger. It's a bit low and catching under the bars, legs apart. So the quality of this routine, not in the same class as we've seen with the Australians. However, stability counts for a lot as well. Looks almost like a high bar set, hardly using the low bar, and counter swing to the low bar there, lacking amplitude. Ideally it should go to handstand. So Wilcox, a steady bar routine, and let's hope that the judges differentiate for the difference in quality. Coach is happy, Vince Waldruck. She's obviously worked to her capacity, and isn't that very important?
Katie Rowland will be the last Canadian competitor for the night, because this is their last apparatus. But Australia can't help but make up some ground here in this rotation.
The last contestant, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
for the floor exercise.
I think Canada may not be such a threat.
217, Miss Katie Rowland.
Whatever happens, it looks like going down to the wire.
Certainly does. Opening with a very smooth 2.5 twist punch front. Attempted triple twist, travels backwards and really not quite square. The judges will actually give it the bonus if it's within a quarter turn of what's the end position. So if she's more than a quarter turn short on the twist, they won't give her the value for that element. Lovely interpretation of the music. Coming in for the last line here now. Front, full, pike front. A reasonable floor from Rowland. Good dance work, a little bit weaker on the tumbling part of it, finishing with a front full.
We anxiously await a score for Anika Rita, which will, I'm sure, will come up in just a moment.
And here's that front full pike front. Not a high, you're supposed to finish the floor with a high point, and I think compositionally that last tumble is a bit weak. That finishes Canada's competition.
They're done.
Can sit back, watch the action.
Anika Rita score now 8.712, so not one English gymnast has got 9 or better.
And that is going to hurt, because so far all 3 Australians have scored on the 9s in beam, and we have here
Zena McLaughlin. In fact, the worst Australian score so far is 9.112. Good position to be in.
Starts with layout, flick, flick, nicely done. Full turn, that's one of the compulsory elements. Pike jump, that's called a chen, that's a tuck open, swing down to the beam. Such a lovely line for McLaughlin. Front summy, little hesitation in the connection there, so I don't think she's going to get that connection bonus, which is potentially a 0.2. The judges are very severe on awarding those bonuses. Waiting a long time. Corbett full twist. Compositionally, she's using elements from quite a variety of groups. There's up to 0.3 for general composition. Change leg leap. Once again, a hesitation between those two leaps. I think Zena's holding back just a touch. Very elegant. Came fourth in the Goodwill Games a couple of months ago on this apparatus. Thinking a lot about the dismount. Here she comes, double pike, and she sticks it. So that is wonderful for Australia.
Now, by my calculations, a good score here for Zena could give Australia the lead at the end of this rotation, because all of the England scores are in. We only await Zena McLaughlin's score, and it looks as if it's going to be pretty good.
There's that superb series layout onto the beam, followed by two flicks. Coach Peggy Liddick.
There is a score, 9.25. Now Australia will go into the last rotation in the lead. Australia will lead by about half a point as we go into the final rotation in the women's team event.
We'll go back to the gymnastics slate.
There is a gold medal up for grabs at the completion of this rotation here in the women's team event, and Australia is in the lead with 83.159. They are just over half a point ahead of England. As we look at the final scenes here, I should tell you Canada has finished. They are in the clubhouse with 108.884. Technically they lead, of course, but it's Australia and England with their rotation to go.
And I would have to say that Australia do have the advantage. If you had to choose to finish on beam or floor, you'd always choose floor. Beam is a very difficult apparatus to finish on. However, this England team has shown us in the past that they're not going to give up easily. But for them to average the same score on floor as Australia will be difficult. Beam is traditionally harder to score on than floor. Notwithstanding that, Australia's done an extremely good job. And so is Kelly Hackman to date. It's a very interesting little connection there. Changement jump to free roll. Nice to see some variety in the composition. Double twist, so clean. She sets the team up.
That's a good effort from Hackman for England. 9.362.
Well, that's no shabby score at all. That's very good.
Australia leading by almost the barest of margins. Trudy McIntosh. Come on, Trudy.
Music's all over the place. Oh, sky high, full in, back out. Whip double pike, beautiful landing. Very clean, two straddle jump full turns in a row. Actually, they're called popers, and the coach for Ireland is the poper that it's named after. Very nice, one and a half twist. Beautiful. An important time, of course, this last tumbling line.
Take a deep
My
breath.
hands are sweaty, I can tell you that.
Here it comes.
Come on, Trudy. Looks okay, yes.
Yeah. Trudy McIntosh from Melbourne, Victoria. Strutting her stuff and doing a great job. Nothing more she can do. It's out of her hands now.
She's such a good tumbler, and she gets enormous height. Nice positions there. Almost muffed that one. Her feet were just a bit behind her coming out of the twist. However, not really any deductions associated with that.
Talking about her holding her breath. What about us? 9.337 for Trudy McIntosh. So just like last night, England and Australia battling it out down to the wire, except the roles are reversed. It's Australia in the lead.
Now, you would have to say that this is Slater's strongest apparatus. Let's hope that she can put it together when it really counts.
Alana Slater from Perth.
Very difficult combination on her first line. This will be so important. Whip, 2.5, punch front, makes it around. Ballet Russe. Triple twist, a little bit off the side. She's still on her feet, that's important. Beautiful interpretation of the music. Third line coming up. Does it nicely, double twist forwards. Come on, Alana. Has a double pike to finish the routine. So important. Yes, she makes it.
Yeah. Nice stuff. Alana Slater, she'll be happy.
And what a beautiful little floor worker she is. Such expression. National coach Peggy Liddick giving her a hug. Great relief. Teammate Trudy. Let's have a look at this. Whip. Immediate 2.5 twist. Punch front. A bit off direction. Slightly low on the landing, but that's worth a lot of bonus points. 0.5 in fact.
This will be the last opportunity now for England. Lisa Mason. Australia will have Zena McLaughlin going last on the floor. England's last-ditch attempt for the gold medal.
So far, so good. Now, it'll be interesting to see if she uses. She normally has a full twist in here. I wonder if she's going to cut back on it, because it's such a risky element. She doesn't cut back, and very well done. All credit to her for putting in maximum difficulty at such a crucial time. And it could be, when Mason finishes this routine and we get the score for her, Australia could already have won the competition going into this last rotation.
We still await Slater's score, but things are looking good.
Double tuck, she does it well, under pressure. So once we've got Slater's score, we'll know the difference before Mason went ahead, and we'll know if England could catch us or not. Because McLaughlin now...
Here it comes. It's a 9.362.
And we are a full point ahead of England. Before Mason went up, it is impossible for England to beat us. Impossible. We have won the gold medal. Oh, what a great moment this is.
I wonder if Zena knows.
I just hope my mathematics are right, because if they're not, I'll have a red face, I'll tell you what. I think I can almost sit back and enjoy this routine. I'm almost certain Australia has won the gold medal.
These scores are so difficult to calculate.
Come on, Zena. Let's finish on a high note. Whip, double pike. Good girl. Oh, beautiful. Very nice leap connections. Front layout, front full. It would be so nice for Zena to finish with a clean last tumble. Come on, Zena, hit it. She has.
Yes. This is going to be it.
Yes, Australia.
Yes. Zena McLaughlin finishing in terrific style. And by my calculations, Lisa Mason for England is going to need a perfect score.
No, they can't.
Here's a score for mate. 9.67, very good score. By crikey, she's gone very close.
She has, but England's score now is 110.640. Australia, 110.733.
Can't be beaten. There it is, they've won.
Yes,
they know it now, and they can celebrate. Australia has won the gold medal in the women's team event. And that is just fantastic news for these girls. They have worked as a team, and they have certainly deserved it. The team of Lisa Skinner, Trudy McIntosh, Alana Slater, Zena McLaughlin, and Katarina Frakatic has won the gold medal for Australia with a score of 111.408. They have done it. Isn't that just fantastic?
It certainly is, Ian. What a magnificent result for the Australian women. Last night, the Aussie men, silver to the English team. And tonight, well, the women have been able to turn it around. Let's go back now to Michael Maher, who's with the winning team.
What's the feeling now?
Oh, we're all so excited. It's great. We can't believe it.
Have you girls ever done better beam? Trudy, that was magnificent.
Thank you. I think that was one of my best beam routines.
Magnificent on the floor there, Alana.
Thank you so much. I was just so excited afterwards. It was just great to have the crowd so far behind me.
And Katarina, you came on straight onto the beam and showed the way. All of the beam routines were magnificent, but yours started the whole thing off.
Thanks. We were training really hard, and I think we all did a really good job.
Oh, and Lisa, what about those bars, a 9.58 or whatever? Fantastic.
Oh, they're my favourite. I was hoping to do really well on them.
Now, who would you like to say hello to at home?
My family, all the people at Launton Gymnastics Association, and just, I don't know, everybody.
Okay, Kat.
I'd like to say hello to my family in Canberra and in Sydney, to everyone at the AIS, all my coaches. Thank you so much.
Zine?
I'd like to say hi to Pauline, Rebecca Wilson. Thank you to Mark Colton, Peggy Woodick, Fiona Bird, Shea and the VIS. All of us.
Trude?
I'd like to say hi to the VIS, and thanks very much to all our coaches. Yeah, and Melinda Clearland.
Okay, Alana.
I'd like to say hello to everybody in Australia, and I'd like to thank Joe Richards especially, and Peggy Liddick, and all my coaches, and especially Wace for letting that, because that's where I train, and everybody in Perth, and my family in England and at home.
Look, Australia is very, very proud of you. This is a first. We love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your support.
Good on you, girls.
Fantastic result for Australia. And now the medal ceremony. Trudy McIntosh, Lisa Skinner, Alana Slater. You see Katerina Frketic picking up her gold medal there. And last and certainly not least, Zarina McLaughlin. A fantastic effort by the young Australian women to come from behind and win the gold medal at the 16th Commonwealth Games for the women's teams event. What a moment in their young lives. And let's not forget the tremendous hard work they put in to achieve this magnificent moment in their lives. Plenty more sporting action coming up tonight. After the break, we'll be back with the rugby.
King and Sarah, the silver.